One, two, one, two.
What's up, James? How you doing? How's it feel being Sioux Falls, South Dakota Fight Week?
I've been in better places, but it feels good to be here.
It's been about a year and a half since we saw you last set foot in the Bellator cage. Are we going to see a completely different and new and improved James Gallagher come Friday night?
Nah, you're going to see the same old fucking me step right back in there, mate. The same old me. So it is with a lot of new skills, and it's going to be a fun night. Look forward to going and having a scrap, you know what I mean? Well, not a scrap, but just to get in there and fight somebody. Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad this fella brings a fight, and we'll see who's left at the end.
Mm-hmm. Every fighter says there's no feeling that can replicate what it's like to be in that cage, fighting in front of thousands in attendance and viewers from around the world. What do you imagine it would feel like if you were to get your hand raised on Friday night? I know you've won fights, of course, in the past, but with the time off and everything, you feel like this one might feel, getting that winning feeling again might feel even better?
Yeah, absolutely. But for me, it's all about the performance. Do you know what I mean? And I'm coming in here as a cold martial artist in here to do my skills. And absolutely, it's going to be, I'm going to be overwhelmed when I get that win. But it's about the performance for me. It's about coming in here and shining, putting all my skills on the line and showing off my work. Do you know what I mean? That's the main part. It's not to come in here and get a quick win just to get my hand raised. That's the bonus of my hard work, and I'm looking forward to showcasing it.
Definitely. You're set to fight the alley cat, James Gonzalez. Most people feel that his 10-6 professional record doesn't tell the story when it comes to his improved skills and his toughness. What do you know about Gonzalez, and what do you think makes him a good stylistic matchup for yourself?
Yeah, I'd say that's right. I'd say that he doesn't get enough credit for how good he is, but it's just the way this game goes, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, but I don't give a fuck about him, but I ain't in this for credit. Do you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I know what's what. I know how good he is. I know how good I am, and I know it sets me a rest from the pack. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we're going to see on Friday night. What separates me from these guys? What makes me different? And yeah, you got to tune in Friday night, and you'll see it.
Hey, James, Patrick Dana from Combat Sports UK. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro.
Good, love to hear it. So you're coming off a near 2-year layoff. What were some of the biggest struggles you faced on your comeback to the cage?
Just getting through injuries, do you know what I mean? And that was mainly it. But no, there wasn't struggles. Do you know what I mean? I fucking love this game. It's not like, do you know what I mean? It's a struggle to be off. Do you know what I mean? There's no struggles in the game. It's when you're in the game and you're fully immersed and you're in training, there's no struggle. Do you know what I mean? It's smooth sailing from there. And that's just battling them little injuries so you can get back in. Do you know what I mean? That's the challenging part. But once you're in the game, it's fucking there's no struggles. All fucking I'm in my element. You know what I mean? What looks to be like a struggle, what looks to be hard work, what looks to be grilling, the grind, and all this bollocks is that's where I thrive. That's where I'm having fun. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm me. Do you know what I mean? That's where I ain't fucking like sitting up here doing speaking, and I'm not like, not that I'm against it, but it's kind of like I just want to be in the gym training, learning martial arts, and want to be in fighting people. And it's something that's probably came back to me after that 2-year loss was the realizations of just how much of a pure fighter that I am. Do you know what I mean? When I was 13 years old, running into St. Pat's Hall in Strabane, fucking coming in, flexing on people, just wanting to fight people, fighting men in their 20s when I was a young kid. You know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck about who watched me, who cared about this. I was coming in here to show what I'm made of. And Friday night, I show who the Strabanimal is. Do you know what I mean? And remind everyone of those days. Do you know what I mean? And remind them of what I'm made of.
Can't wait. So you were scheduled to fight Leandro Higo earlier this year. Both of you fight on this card. Is that something you're still interested in? And have you seen him at all this week?
I don't give a fuck who I fight next, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going down to 135 to fight him. He doesn't even make weight half the time for 135. So if he wants, he can come up and I'll fight any fucking one of them. I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Whoever win a win on Friday night, I'll be texting Bellator on Saturday morning going, who's next? And whoever they say send back, that's who's next. You know what I mean? Let's get this show on the road.
Love it. So for your former opponent, Patchy Mix, won the interim belt, and now he's going to be fighting Sergio Pettis soon. What do you think about that fight? How do you think he fared?
I think it's a great fight. I think Patchy beats him. So I do. I think Patch will become the world champion. So I do think he keeps him long in the feet. Don't think Pet is some serious striking, you know what I mean? Definitely, but I think he'll be too scared of Patchy's long shots to kind of let loose. And then when he does let loose, I think Patchy will grab a hold of him and tie him up. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one. But then again, if he wants to fight at a weight class that he can make, he can come back up and fight me at 145. He couldn't make it the last time. Do you know what I mean? So there's another fight in the card. So there we've got 2 already. You should get a job for Bellator matchmaking.
What's up, James? Dylan Napoleon with New England MMA here. Glad to see you back. I think it's going to be a great week. After coming off this layoff, is there a little bit of a sense of urgency, or do you feel as though you have something to prove in this fight?
Nah, not at all. Probably less urgency than usual, to be honest, because the time off the game is like it's made me realize like I'm in no rush. Do you know what I mean? I'm in no urgency to go in here and just get a quick finish, a quick win. To do anything that, you know what I mean? I'm with no urgency at all to do this, only to keep composed and do what I do and fight. Because when I do that, I steal the show every time. I get all the attention in the media. I get all that anyway when I just do that. Do you know what I mean? So I don't have any urgency to do anything else other than go in there and fight, have fun, enjoy it, and show off what I'm fucking made of.
I like that answer. Now that you're back in action, do you plan to stay active and be pretty active throughout the next couple of years?
Fucking right, mate. Get me in there next. I'll go again in 2-3 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And I can make 145. It's not an easy cut, but I can make it a lot sooner than I can make 35. 35, I need 12-week camp. I need all this. Is where for 45, I don't really need that because I'm always in that kind of shape that I can make 45 within 3-4 weeks notice. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to go. If I'm fresh after flinging, I don't break my hand again, then yeah, let's go.
And last one from me, James. You were originally scheduled to fight Chris Lencioni in this at this fight. Unfortunately, super unfortunate news on that out of Lencioni's camp there with his medical issues. What was your immediate reaction when you heard about the news? I know it was super sad for a lot of the MMA community.
Yeah, but fuck what that is like. Do you see him? He's back on his feet. Do you know what I mean? That's like fucking delighted for that man. Just I seen that there at the start of this fight week, and it was a good boost for me to come in and see that he's back on the mend and back. You seen him running up hills, fucking, and do you know what I mean? So just to see that recovery, do you know what I mean? And not dwelling on the negative, and just to see that positive that he's able to look at the hard work that fella's put in these last few weeks. Do you know what I mean? To get to that point from being in a coma, a cardiac arrest, a coma, to be able to run up a hill. Do you know what I mean? And then we're all here, you know what I mean? Got weight to make, fucking complaining about it, injuries, complaining about that. We don't got no problems, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't got no problems compared to that. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I look at. So that's where I take inspiration from, and I take a lot of inspiration from seeing him get back on his feet and showing that there's no matter what happens to you, no matter what, there's nobody can fuck with you because you can always get back on your feet, and that's what he showed.
Hey, James. So obviously you're very happy to be moving up to 145. Just talk to me just how camp has been different. Obviously the weight cut, you said it's not always easy, but what's it like being at 145 for this fight?
Yeah, it's a lot nicer. So it is a lot better. It's like I'm fueled for training. Do you know what I mean? So I'm actually going to train to be fueled and perform, and after training, focus on recovery and able to eat a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Not much, but a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I'm still big for fucking 145. I've still got a lot of weight to shift by tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So it's no easy task, and but I'm a lot happier. It's a lot easier of a 10. It's a lot more straightforward. Wouldn't say easier, but it's a lot more straightforward of a training camp.
I know you were asked earlier about urgency after having such a long layoff to get back in there, and you're more focused on showcasing all your hard work, all your skills. But I've been following your career for quite some time, and I know you want to send a message not only just to yourself, but to the world, and now this division. What is your message to 145?
They'll soon see on Friday night. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to tell them. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to do anything. I got to show up and fucking fight. And that message will soon spread across the whole division going, oh, do you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see when we deal with him. Do you know what I mean? That's what the message is going to be. Everyone's like, oh, he says this, says that, says this. I ain't saying shit. Do you know what I mean? We'll soon see when I show up there and pit this guy away on Friday night.
I'm super excited to see you back in here. Obviously, Bellator is going back to Ireland next month. When I would believe,
hit me on it. This fuck, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Let's go.
I would love to. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you want to go in February, but if it sounds like you're ready to go in September, yeah, sign me up.
I heard they might be going to Belfast in February.
How would that?
Yeah, let's go. Put me on. Let's fucking go. Any of them. I don't care where I fight. I just want to fight. Do you know what I mean? If just fucking bring your man in here right now and we'll fight. You know what I mean? I don't care. Just let me at it and let's get paid. Do you know what I mean? Let's fight. I'm ready to go.
This is my last one, and I've talked to you about this in the past. Mentioning those cards, overseas, back home for you.
I built all them cards up.
You did. There's no denying that. You're here in South Dakota. You're obviously one of the most electrifying, if not the most electrifying guy on this card. When you put it all in perspective, whether it's South Dakota, Ireland, Belfast, no matter where it is, why are you the showstopper? Why do you steal the headlines?
Because I'm a polarizing figure. Do you know what I mean? People don't like to admit how good I am. Do you know what I mean? And so they'll literally take every little tiny thing and try to make it like a flaw. So motherfuckers, I'm flawless. Keep trying to pick. Do you know what I mean? Keep trying it. Do you know what I mean? I've been doing it since I've been a kid. Do you know what I mean? They've been doing it. Just never give me my credits, and thankfully I'm not in this to get credit from fucking nobody. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. If you think I'm the best in the world, if you think I'm the worst in the world, like, yeah, cool. Sorry to tell you, I don't give a fuck what you think. Do you know what I mean? And that's why. Is because it truly shines. It truly shines that I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? So then they like, oh, let's make him give a fuck. And then they try and pick at you, try to get a rattle out of you and all this. But it's been happening. How long now? I'm assigned to Bellator? About 8 years. They're saying the same shit. Nothing's changed. Not one fucking thing's changed. You know what I mean? And that's the funny thing about it. And it's kind of going, oh, he's going to be found out. It's going to be found out. Found out about what? What's already found out? It's been a consistent thing for the last 8 years in this game. Do you know what I mean? And I'm a young veteran. And that's the one thing that shines to you is consistency. And I consistently have been in the game, consistently winning fights, bar 2 losses. Do you know what I mean? And that's all that matters. Do you know what I mean? I'm consistently good. No worries.
Jake. Hi, Jake. Jake. Mills.
Hey, how's it going, Stranimal? It's MMA Locker Room, part of Puff Sports Radio, mate.
What's up?
Good. I just want to talk to you, man. Out of your 10 fights in Bellator, I mean, you finished 8 of them inside the distance. That's at an 80% clip. Some fighters can't finish their lunch. You always finishing fighters in the ring.
I think it's 9 fights. I think it's 9 finishes.
Oh, okay. You got me on that one. So we'll get at that 90% clip then. With that being said, I'll love to be corrected on that. Yeah. All your fights usually finish, inside the distance by a choke or submission. I feel like this time, we might actually get a ground and pound win this Friday.
Yes, bro. Fucking yes, I agree with you. I agree.
And then I got one more other thing. So right when that bell rings and they say fight, take me into the locker room in your mind, how you switch to killer mode. And last but not least, how did it feel to see your man over there, Conor McGregor, not able to pull it out coaching for SBG Ireland? So you to just watch and, I know you wanted to go over there and help your man out, but talk to me a little bit about the Conor McGregor coaching on Ultimate Fighter and how you would love to go over there and represent for the team.
Oh, I can't go to the Ultimate Fighter, bro. I'm on their contract with Bellator. But yeah, Conor's a phenomenal coach, man. So it is. I remember years ago training with him, and he used to coach the boxing classes in SBG, and people don't realize that the details that man has. Do you know what I mean? And how he's able to pass information along. He's he's a phenomenal coach. I know he hasn't had the results, but it doesn't make sense. How can you put a bunch of up and comers and against veterans and expect a positive result? You know what I mean? That's not really how this game works. You know what I mean? The experience is key. So, but if you actually watch the details of the coaching, people in the game knows what's what. Do you know what I mean? And his details are absolutely unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? You actually seen, was it last week where the fella fucking he face planted the guy with a big overhand right? You know what I mean? He's practicing how to pop the power into that shot. Do you know what I mean? That was a good one. But yeah, man, it's been good.
Mark.
James, how you doing? It's Mark Sterling here at BBC Sport in Belfast. Are you all right?
Doing good, mate. Doing good.
Good. James, I just wanted to get an idea from you, if you don't mind, just what it's been like in that time since your last fight. Has it been difficult? Are you able to turn it into a positive? What's it been like for you since then?
No, it's a bit frustrating not being able to do my job. Do you know what I mean? Or do what I love. That's been the frustrating part. But the best thing about this job is that what you do in the outside is what brings it to the table. Do you know what I mean? And what essentially what I do in the cage. So I've had a lot of time to work on that and work on the stuff that I have to bring to the table for my job. And so other than being able not to show that off, that's been the real frustrating part. But I've been working very, very hard, and I feel like I've matured a lot as a person and as a fighter, and I'm feeling really prepared, really calm, confident, and feel like that the time off did me the world of good to really hone down in some of the skills that I might have been left out a little bit, and I might have skipped past and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of time to work on stuff that I wasn't able to work on when I was very, very active. Do you know what I mean? It was one fight onto the next. So it's been nice to have that little break, but also not nice at the same time, because fighting's what I love. Do you know what I mean? I just love to fight and love to be in there and love to be under the lights and love to have a go off someone. Do you know what I mean? So that's the part that I miss.
Yeah, and that long layoff, James, I suppose, given it was coming after the fight. I mean, most sportsmen would tell you they want to put that right straight away. You've had a bit of time to wait for that. I mean, I suppose you must just be ready to go straight at it, are you?
100%, because after that last one, I broke my hand in the first round, and the doctors there were like, "Oh, you need surgery," and I was like, "No, I don't. I'm getting straight back at it." You know what I mean? And I went back training for like a month, but I couldn't use my hands. You know what I mean? It was like a balloon. I needed surgery on my thumb, so I went then and got the surgery and stuff like that. So I was kind of all these obstacles and everything that has been in my way, from the injuries, the bollocks that I've had going on. It's been like a blessing for me. Do you know what I mean? So it's been like any adversity that I've had has been an absolute like true blessing to kind of not let me fight, but also to teach me how to grow, how to overcome these things, and how to deal with them. And because when you're at fight week and these things, you get everything fired your way. So it's really taught me how to deal with that, overcome it, and it's good for the head.
And apart from a win, obviously, James, I mean, what do you want to get out of this fight?
Just showcase my skills, man, show off my training, show off all the hard work that I have been doing. And obviously I'm here to fucking win, but most importantly, I'm here to display my skill set. Do you know what I mean? And once I do that, the win takes care of itself. Do you know what I mean? The show, I steal the show doing that anyway. I don't got to try to go in here to win. I don't got to try to go out here to steal the show. All I got to try and do is be the best version of myself on the night. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Just last one for me, James. Obviously, it's a sport that's getting more and more new fans all the time. For maybe new fans who are new to the sport and maybe haven't seen you in action yet, could you sort of give us a bit of an idea or a flavour for those who don't know of what James Gallagher's like?
Yeah, well, it depends who you ask. Ask Kiefer down here, he'll say my wanker, you know. You ask me, I think I'm a sign cunt. So it depends. But nah, I feel like that I'm a complete martial artist, and I'm going to display a kind of fight in here with high volume attacks with a high level defense. I don't feel I'll be touched. I'll be really elusive on the feet with heavy wrestling and heavy top pressure on the ground, and batter my opponent into submission.
Good stuff. James, thanks very much. Good luck for the fight.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Jake. Where's this Jake fella at? We've been looking for him for a while.